At the end of Santa Cruz Boulevard off Shoreline Drive, a now renovated community favorite nears its 100th birthday. Thousand Steps Beach Access has provided for the residents of East Mesa neighborhood and broader community since the 1920s, but the well-utilized structure was aging and ready for some improvements.
So the steps were designed in 1923 by the City Engineering Department. In 1925, the steps were completed by Sam Hunter. And during the process, he said he had underestimated how difficult the steps were going to be to construct, and said it was less like constructing 150 steps and more like 1,000. That really stuck with the community, and that's why today this beach access is known as 1,000 Steps. I think it's important to the community based on, one, it's unique. It's not like the other steps that are more wood and steel and a little bit more industrial looking. These are concrete steps, more in the Spanish colonial revival style. Right now we're at the hexagon that was originally a pergola in that same style, and so it does have a lot of unique character traits that other steps don't have.
In its original form, it was named Camino al Mar, meaning walking to the ocean, and halfway down the stairs there was a landing with an overhead structure.
In 1974, there was a landslide. You can see the remnants of the walls they put up to help hold the hillside back together. And they had to reconstruct the midway landing and some of the lower parts that were destroyed during that work. And then recently, 3 years ago, we did the last 12 steps. We pulled them out and replaced them because they were completely crumbled and dangerous. And we were waiting for this project. It was still in the coming up on us, and we wanted to make sure we got it safe before this project actually took place. It was 2015 that they really got going on it. We got all the engineers involved and started pulling the California coastal permit to work on the beach, and all the engineering that had to go into it and the back and forth to get it to look the way it's going to look. And here we are. And then COVID hit, so that kind of threw everything off.
A unique set of challenges presented themselves in the planning and construction phases. The many improvements made to Thousand Steps were done with the primary objective of enhanced safety for its users.
Thousand Steps, some of the challenges that we faced before we started the project is very slippery, lots of water intrusion on the stairs. Because they were constructed so long ago, there was no handrail. So there's no way for someone to safely grab onto a handrail as they were going down the stairs in the event that they were slipping. Also, at the bottom of the stairs, due to sort of erosion over time, the last step during the winter scour season could be as much as 3 feet above the actual beach. So the need to actually rebuild that next set of stairs, as well as extend the stairs further into the sand, will make it much more safer for people to access.
Concrete was falling, was popping open, the rebar was expanding and making it really unsafe for the retaining walls. And then the staircase themselves had years of water leaked onto them from the hillside. It just weeps through, and all the algae that builds up and all the calcium that builds up, it really makes it slick, and the staircases, the nosing started getting rounded. And during the beach ebb and flow, the sand actually goes away in the winter. We'd actually be standing on rocks in December. All the hand tools, all the rebar, all has been brought down by hand. All the bags of concrete that they had to hand mix, all brought down by hand. Then we're working with the tide. We have a 6-hour window to get the machines around the point, and we have to get them back before the tide comes in. Our permit doesn't allow us to be in the water whatsoever. So that's the challenge with that, is making sure that we don't get anything wet. And as you can see behind me, they're having to build this barrier wall to protect the work during the high tides. some of the main areas are demolished, so we're putting back new concrete that's solid and doesn't have the cracks that go through it. Number two, a lot of the water was coming in the upper area by the landing, and so we've created a trench drain that wraps around the back of the landing that will capture all that water that was coming down those sets of stairs and putting it in the trough where it's supposed to be. And right now it's 80% drier than it has been. So the crew will end up chipping out all the little troughs on the sides of the stairs, and it still will be a little bit wet, but we've got it functioning right now like it's supposed to be.
We've gotten a lot of positive feedback from the community. I think that everyone has been waiting for this to happen for a long time, and it's a difficult process. It had to go through the California Coastal Commission, but we're really happy to get it started, and we've gotten great support from the neighbors and the community. The process is about a 3-month timeline.
Santa Barbara is blessed with having beautiful beach year-round, changing beach conditions, but also many people that live in residential areas adjacent to the beach. So having Coastal Bluff access points in a number of locations means that more people can access the beach easily without getting in their cars and traveling a long distance to get to the beach.